in the heart of the Serengeti, where the wind carries stories older than memory. There lived a lioness named Sahara. She was strong, fast, and fierce, or at least, she used to be. Once, Sahara was known as the lioness who could outrun storms. Her roar could shake the silence of the grasslands. Her presence alone made her pride feel safe. But that was before the drought. The sun had grown harsher. The rivers had thinned into dusty scars on the earth. Days bled into nights, and nights into mornings that looked just as empty. Food was scarce, water was a miracle, and Sahara, the once mighty lioness, felt something inside her breaking. One night, she tried to roar, to remind herself who she was. But the sound that left her throat was barely a whisper, a weak, trembling breath. And in the silence that followed, something inside her cracked. The pride looked at her differently, not cruelly, but worried. And somehow, that made it worse. She began wandering farther and farther from home, chasing shadows rather than prey. Her paws grew sore. Her heart grew heavier. One evening, she collapsed beside a dying acacia tree. Her breaths were shallow. The sky was a dull orange, the color of endings. She whispered to herself, "Maybe I am no longer who I used to be." As she lay there, she felt movement, gentle and small, beside her. A tortoise, old and slow, with a shell cracked by many years, looked up at her with steady eyes. "You are far from your pride," the tortoise said softly. Sahara didn't answer. "You look tired," he continued. "I've seen that look before." The lioness sighed. "I've lost my strength, my roar, my purpose." The tortoise nodded slowly, as though he had been expecting her words. Then let me tell you something. The desert wind once told me this. Even the strongest creatures forget their power when the world grows too heavy. You have not lost your roar, young lioness. You have only forgotten why you needed it." Sahara frowned weakly. "I needed it to lead, to protect, to survive." "No," the tortoise said gently. "You needed it because it was yours. Not for anyone else, not for the pride, not for the enemies you feared. Your roar was a gift you gave yourself." The lioness blinked, confused. The tortoise continued, "Strength does not disappear. It buries itself, it waits. Just like water under cracked earth." Sahara closed her eyes. Maybe he was right, but she felt too weak to believe it. The tortoise nudged her paw. "Come, walk with me." "I can't," she whispered. "You can," he replied. "Not because you feel strong, but because you are still breathing." So Sahara forced herself up. Her legs trembled, but she walked, step by slow step, across dry grass, broken soil, and empty silence. And strangely, she didn't fall. The tortoise led her to a place where the ground dipped low, forming a shallow bowl of earth. "Wait," he murmured. Minutes passed. The sky darkened. Clouds gathered. Then, a miracle, rain. Soft at first, then stronger. Cool, sweet water poured from the sky, filling the hollow, soaking the earth around them. Sahara stared. The tortoise whispered, "Everything returns. Strength, hope, purpose, even rain." The lioness stepped into the small pool and drank deeply. She felt life returning to her limbs, her chest, her spirit. For the first time in months, she lifted her head toward the sky, and something rose within her. A rumble, a vibration, a forgotten fire. She opened her mouth, and her roar exploded like thunder across the plains. It wasn't the loudest roar she'd ever made, but it was the strongest, because it came from survival, from healing, from remembering. The tortoise smiled. "There it is." Sahara laughed softly, her eyes bright again. She returned to her pride the next morning. They looked at her with awe, not because she was the strongest, not because she was the fastest, but because she came back. And she came back knowing something she had forgotten. Strength is not about never breaking. It's about learning that even broken ground can bloom again. Sahara led her pride through the drought, through the storms, through the quiet days. Not with fear, not with force, but with the calm certainty of someone who had lost herself and found her roar again.